Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. Trying to get Captain Leonard in here. His phone keep kicking out on me. Got a great broadcast lineup, and I want to say, hope everybody had a great holiday. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Hope you had an opportunity to spend time with your family, your friends, and everybody that's around you. Hope you had an opportunity to spend time with them and had a great time. I hope that uncle didn't get too drunk over the Christmas holiday and tear up the place. You know, we got those in our families too. We got them uncles
What's up,
sometime.
brother?
Hey, what's going on, Captain Leonard? How you doing, sir? We you know,
All right.
we got them uncles in our lives sometime. They got them uncles in our lives sometime that act up a little bit on holidays. You know, they come together and they find too many bottles or too many cups. They find a bottom of too many cups and they get to the lane. And so I hope if we didn't have those issues. I hope we didn't have those issues over this holiday. We got New Year's, still got New Year's to go. And then we got 2021. Me and Toya with the team was talking about 2021, and she said she's ready and she got everything. She high and a happy, elephant elated, and porcupine proud to walk into 2021. Toy you with a T. Am I telling the truth?
You better say that. I'm so ready to. Boy, I ain't never wanted to leave a year behind so quick, honey.
Mm, I'm, I'm,
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Oh
te-
my gosh. I'm ready. Like whoever you just said, Porcupine Sue, and who else you said, and who Marlboro, and who you say?
You're high and a happy, elephant elated, and porcupine proud. Come on now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back right there.
Good, good. Hey, that's good. That's good. Badger, are you back with us?
Yes, sir.
Badger, we can't see you, brother. Something going on with
Oh,
you. We can't see you. Got to make sure we can see you there, brother.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But look at my thing is, man, are you ready for 2021 to come on in here? Are you ready for it to come on in?
50-50.
Uh-oh. Man, hold on now. You like 2020? Was it good to you?
Well, I'm a hermit anyway, so then I just, yeah.
Okay. I got you. Captain Leonard, what do you say to that, man? Are you ready for this 2021 to come on in here? Is you ready for the ease on in?
Man, you know what? Whether you're ready or not,
It's coming.
so it's better to be prepared.
Yeah.
Because it's coming regardless.
Oh yeah.
Whether you got your act together or not, it's coming.
Look here, you better get it together quick, cause like I said, when it knock on that door, it's coming through. It's coming through. Ain't no two ways about it. That's just how it gonna flow. Leonard, how was Christmas, brother?
Christmas was fine. It was very different, but it was fine.
Yeah.
You know, we're more of it's really about the season as opposed to a lot of other things.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was very different this year, different approach, but same spirit.
Okay. We got a topic today, and I want to get into that topic. But before I do that, I put something out there, man. I put a post out there. I think it was yesterday, and man, it got flooded. It's flooded. People still commenting on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask the question. And I'm gonna go. Ladies are first. So Toya with a T. Let me ask you this question: what is your favorite Prince song?
I would die for you.
Ooh,
To you. What? That's my favorite. I'm sorry. I love all the Prince songs. But when I tell you my favorite, to where I don't care where I'm at, the next thing you're going to see, if you see the foot start moving, you're going to see the me moving, and I'm about to jump around and start dancing. I don't know why I love that Prince song, but I would die for you. I love that song.
Now, that is your all-time favorite.
My all-time favorite. I'm telling you, I'm dancing. I'm turning the radio up. I can listen to every other song with composure. But that I will die for you. Oh, I'm dancing around the house like it's 1988. You're gonna have fun listening to me. Listen to that song right there. I love that song.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. That's good too. Honestly speaking, I like that one too. Now, that's not my favorite. but it's definitely on the list. Badger, what is your favorite Prince song?
Man, I like Prince. It's hard to choose one. I
Mm-hmm.
I guess t- I like When Doves Cry and Purple Rain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, see, now you just got a couple of points because when Dove cried, that's my wife's. We went to the Prince. I took her to the Prince concert, man, and she had a good time the whole time. She had a good time. But when Doves cry, boy, I seen another side of my wife. I was like, good Lord, girl. She enjoyed herself doing that concert. But like I said, that is her favorite song, When Doves Cry. Now watch this. Now Leonard, he wrote in there, man. He got a whole book of them. So Leonard, you got to name, man. You got to name one. I tell you what, Leonard, name three. I'll let you narrow it down to three. What is your three all-time favorite Prince songs?
Adore, If I Was Your Girlfriend, and Sometimes It Snows in April.
Man,
Prince is my favorite. Is my favorite. Is my favorite entertainment.
Over Michael?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Now,
No. 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 I can't even compare the two of them.
okay. I it's this one song by Prince, and I say it to people, and a lot of people have not even heard this song, but it has to be one of my favorite songs, because of the message that's tied in the song itself. But the name of that song is "Baby." Y'all heard that song?
I remember it.
Okay, not "Baby, I Would Die for You." Now, not that one.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that song is "Baby, What We Gonna Do." That song, man. Listen.
I don't necessarily want to hear you sing it though. I think that was on maybe on that For You album.
Man, go
I
ahead,
can't
boy.
remember.
Go ahead, boy. You own it. Yes, it was. Yes, it sure was. And see, when I lived in Hawaii, I had all the in that time I had all the Prince songs, and I used to
Right.
play them all day long, man. My brother come up, man, you playing Prince again? I said, yeah, man. That's my dude, man. That's my dude, because and man, I be talking to a girl, I have Prince playing in the background.
Oh yeah.
Adore or whatever it is, man, because Prince, a pretty good fella, man. Um, but this song, "Baby," he talking about and Leonard, you know the song. Toy, you ever heard "Baby" before?
I'm quite sure I have, but I can't recall it. I can't sing it like you.
Oh, but why? Thank you, thank you dearly.
Yeah, you're welcome.
hey Raheem.
Yes, sir. Uh huh. Oh, you had the Temptations up there. Oh, the
Yeah.
oh, the Temptations. Hey, that's one of the best groups. That's one of the greatest groups of all times. The Temptations. I put them, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I gotta go with Frankie Beverly and Maze. Got to go with them, man. That's them are dudes right there. But listen, let's jump into this topic. Because we got a lot of people that's actually coming in right now, and I think they're coming in because of the fact that they want to be a part of this conversation we're going to have. And Leonard, I'm gonna kick it off with you. And the topic is, and I'm gonna let you go where you want to go with it. But the topic is like a snake, like a cobra, and like a black mamba, like all those poisonous snakes out there that could kill you with one strike. Soaking words. And our topic today is words are venomous. Words are venomous. How true of a statement is that, Leonard?
I think I did read that topic, and of course I was thinking about how does it make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And words don't bother me very much. They really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm always ready to fight about it. So you can say what you want to. I'm not into this wearing my feelings on my sleeve and sensitive and emotional about every freaking thing that come out of somebody else's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't care nothing about what people saying. Just say it over there. And if you can't back it up, you might want to keep your mouth closed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good, Leonard. And see, and like I say, you a lot of times you look at things a little differently. You got your own way of looking at things. in regards to stuff like this, and very well respected. But at the same time, I still say, um, Toya, I still say that words are very venomous. Words are very venomous. Words will kill you faster than a gun. Actually, maybe not physically, but it can. It can destroy you. Toya, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I think they can be, especially how they're taken. It's a good thing that we don't take words like that.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't, but unfortunately, I do believe words mean something. Words are powerful, just like actions, just like thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They all kind of work hand in hand. And I think given from the right person at the right uh, at the right time with age, and it's a whole bunch of different factors that absolutely, man, those words, man, I say words are power. Speak
Mm-hmm.
things into existence. So if you keep having your wife tell you you ain't nothing, you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you ain't nothing, you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna never be nothing, you ain't nothing, you ain't nothing. I mean, I can just imagine,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you don't be nothing, I hope
Mm-hmm.
you rise up and show her that you is something from
Yeah.
some place else. But
Mm-hmm.
if you don't, I can kind of see what you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, come on, to joke. I think they're very powerful.
She laid a lot of times a person will lay the foundation of your whole life path with their words, and the positive and or the negative aspect of those words. They can lay the very foundation of your life. Because like you said, Tori, if somebody constantly telling you you ain't nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing, you ain't never gonna be nothing, and they drill that in you every day of your life. Especially when you're at a young age, especially when you're at a young age, when you become more mature, like Linda said, you don't care one iota about those words at all because you know what they are. They're just words. But at the same time, when you're a younger individual and somebody is feeling you, and then a mutual line for me, Leonard, got a little feedback coming from you. And if you're a young person and you're being fed these words, they can be very venomous to your life. And if you don't have anybody with that anti venom, with the positive reinforcement coming to you and let you know that you are something, that you can be something, that you do mean something, then you could carry that from a young age all the way to your death. Badger, what do you say to that?
And they have to
I'm sorry, go ahead,
do that
Toya.
with words. No, and I was saying, and even when they do that, it's gonna be done with words.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? To reinforce that positiveness in you, and then it'll spark something like, "Oh my God, I can be something," but it's
Mm-hmm.
still gonna be done with words.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
I think words are just full of power
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of people that actually watches a person's actions and do things based on that. Most people do things through word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they passed on stories and everything else. In some cultures, it was you weren't allowed to tell stories unless you could do it verbatim,
Mm-hmm.
word for word, because they wanted to maintain the power of that story.
Mm-hmm.
So words can destroy or uplift. It
Yeah.
literally depends on what a person wants to use them for.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Donald Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Doing well, brother. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. We're talking about words are venomous. Words are like that cobra. Words could be like that black mamba. Words could be the very thing that could destroy any foundation of an individual. What do you say to that, man? Can words be venomous?
Oh yeah. You know they say sticks and stones will break my bone, but words will never. How they say that? That
Sick,
lie.
but yeah,
Word,
words would never harm me. Mm-hmm.
yeah, right. How do you feel hurt?
When somebody, sometimes worse than a bat.
Yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling. Words. You you cannot even. There's somebody that. Oh, let me see. How can I say this? They don't even have to know you,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody has said something about you
Come on.
that has caused somebody to feel a certain way about you,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even want to know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's from words, just words. And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, and I look at different scriptures, and it says if a man seem to be religious and don't know how to, I'm saying it, paraphrase it, bridle his tongue, his religion is in vain. And then it says this little thing right here, you know, we can control ships, we can put a bit in a horse's mouth, but that tongue, nobody can control it. Before you know it, you say, man, I didn't mean to say that, but it's already said.
Too late. Too late.
It's too late. You can't take it. Wars have started by just words.
Exactly. Leonard, what's on your heart?
Like I say, I mean, people use words for different things. And one, you have to, come up with a way to defend yourself if you have that issue. Just because somebody says something, don't even make it true. It could very well be a lie.
Yeah.
But so I think people allow what other people say to control them too much.
But let me say this, and we spoke earlier, Leonard, about a younger individual. If a person is younger and don't have the maturity, let's use the word maturity to deal with and combat what the very thing that you're saying, they are apt. Because kids, man, like they say, kids could be brutal, or kids gonna tell you the truth, but it's their truth. You don't necessarily mean that it's the truth; it's their truth. And so, if you're feeding stuff like that to a young child or a young person, if you will, a teenager or whatever, that don't have maturity, how do they decipher?
Well, it really depends. We was tough little kids. So we talked about each other and called people names all the time. If that bothered you that much, where you just got all weak and crying or whatever, you was just weak. Folks gonna say what they want to say. You cannot control what other people say. You can only control how you react and how you behave. So that's what you ought to focus your attention on and come up with some type of practice to do that. You call me short and ugly every day of my life. You think I care? No, I don't care. You fat and stupid. So what? You know what I'm saying?
Lord, my
don't
Jesus.
sit around and worry about what you talk. Then, if I get tired of talking to you, I'll jump on you and fight you. So, I'm not going to be sitting around here worried about what somebody else talking about. What is you doing about it? There are some people that say things that I don't like, and I don't talk to them no more.
Okay.
Even as a little child, I was, we were like that.
But see, Leonard, Leonard, you cut from a different cloth, though, brother. Not everybody, not all young people can do that.
No, I'm from the hood.
What? Not everybody from the hood. Not everybody from the hood, brother. Not everybody can deal with the hood. How Trent said that thing: if you ain't never been to the hood, don't come to the hood. You won't understand the hood, so stay the blank out of the hood. That's what Trent said. And so not everybody could deal with or adapt with that environment. You could take some people, man, that grew up in certain neighborhoods, and you take them to the hood, man. They'll fall apart, almost die just by being in there. And so they can't adapt to that, and they can't adapt to the environment because that's not what they're used to.
Like I say, stay on your side of town.
And so, what if this side of the town is all fluffy, nice and all fluffy, and then you get somebody, here comes somebody like Leonard coming up, man, you ain't nothing, man, you ain't and shooting them words at him. I see Donald about to go into laughter. I see him over there. I see him, some stirring up in Donald, but here comes somebody like Leonard, telling the young guy, man, look here, man, you ain't nothing, man. You walk around here thinking you all that. You ain't nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing, and shooting him or her down. She ain't never heard that before. He ain't never heard that before. He always heard he was gonna be great, gonna be incredible, doing some marvelous and amazing things. And then here come this realist named Leonard. Man, you come over in the hood, you won't even make it 2 hours. I won't even give you 2 hours. I'll give you 10 minutes. You'll be crying like a baby, wanting to get out of this neighborhood that I'm living in, and you sitting over here with this silver spoon in your mouth, like you got. Not everybody could deal with that, Leonard.
But that's why people are so different. That's why people are so different. The rules don't change just because your feelings get hurt. You got to still do what you got to do. You have to make a way for yourself. You can't, like, say, for instance, you got, first of all, think about it. How would that person know how to know the future? How? How?
Yeah.
I mean, what power does, what like I used to always say, even Moses had to prove himself. Prove yourself. Prove yourself. Since you running your mouth, prove yourself.
But see, now I got to go to Toya. Toya, what do you say to that? Not everybody is cut from their cloth.
No, I mean, and you're right. But the important part, we need to recognize that when you're like that, a vast majority of people that is spoken into at very young ages. I too am like Leonard. It takes a lot to bother me, but I recognize and understand that when my father was raising me, he talked to me and told me who I was, and then he threw the Lord in there. And once I was like, oh, the Lord trumped everybody. So once I rediscovered who God said I was, you can say what you want to. You can make fun of my last name. As a matter of fact, my daddy said, come here. Listen, we're going to go ahead and crack jokes on each other. By the time we get on outside, you ain't going to be offended.
See what I'm saying?
We crack jokes on each other in the house. So by the time you get to school, I mean, you got to talk about people. We used to practice people spitting on us and shaking us because we was going to go sit down in a restaurant.
Come on,
man. You getting mad because of what somebody said? No. You don't get to determine my destiny. You better put your hands on me if you want to action, because I'm going to say what I want to say too. And I'm so good, I'm going to make you want to put your hands on me, and I'm going to have a trick for you because I know how to fight.
Thank you.
But no. Words is powerful. I understand now what I have. I didn't understand it again then, but as a woman speaking to my man, speaking to kids, they may look like they can handle it, but what I'm noticing is on the inside, it does a lot more damage. So I'm learning how to be very careful, because I believe that is very true, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that's the thing right there, because you never know if you physically beat somebody. If you physically beat somebody, you can see what the results are of what you did to them. Physically, you can see it. Black eye, the busted lip and broken whatever. You can see those things. But with the words cut in a different way. The words, Badger, you can't see immediately what it is that you've done to this individual, because by way of the words that you've spoken to them, you can't see how deep the cut is. You can't see how broken the person is by the physical. What do you say to that?
It depends on what you can pay attention to.
A
lot of times when a person's hurt, there's little things that change: the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they walk. I'm similar to what T was saying. I grew up in a house where we joked at each other and poked fun and stuff like that. And now that I've gotten older, and my wife, she doesn't tolerate that. So me and her sat down and had to talk about it and stuff. And then I started sitting back and learning. It's one thing to learn to be like a duck and just let the water and just let things roll off. It's something that's really valuable to learn. But I do feel that there are different tactics to teach it. Like with our kiddos, instead of, poking fun and things, instead of doing what my parents did to me, instead we tell them, people are going to call you this, or this, because my oldest son is also autistic. So he needs to get used to hearing words like retard, idiot, so on and so on, because people are going to call him that. And all it takes is for them to hear that one word. Because that's, even a label can be venomous. That's why I ask some strange questions sometimes, because labeling things is a double-edged sword. Because you never know what the other person's perception is going to be. Is it going to be a negative, or is it going to be a positive reaction? It depends on the life they lived in their shoes.
Yeah. And that's why the old sayings, you can't judge a man until you walk a mile in his moccasins. That's why this out there. Tucson,
right.
Tucson, talk to me.
What you got moccasins from, man?
Yes, sir.
Where
Come
you
on.
from?
Hey, look here. Now watch this. Badge, that's an old Indian proverb, isn't it? until you walk a mile in their moccasins. They don't say shoes. They say it's moccasins.
It's not just native. That thing comes from all over the place.
Come on,
I
Badger.
don't I don't think
Badger, you want to be helping me out, man. Badger, you wanna be helping me
nobody
out.
knows how old that thing actually is or where it originated from.
Badger, you ain't helping me. Look at Donald laughing. Look at Donald
I
laughing.
can't help you with something I don't know.
Look at Donald.
He's just trying to add you to the conversation, man.
I see that. I might have a pair of moccasins, however.
But Donald, how venomous can a word be?
Let's just take a child and call him stupid.
Mm.
I mean, or you look. Here's one thing has been damaging throughout time. You gonna be just like your daddy.
Mm. Wow.
Your daddy wasn't nothing, and you're not gonna be nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
How damaging is that?
Very, very.
Okay. Just all of us. I can't say everything that I want to say, but we have in everybody's culture, no matter where you come from, there's this one word that will upset you beyond measures. Fighting words. I don't care if they black, white, pink, yellow. If they call you a certain thing, I remember when my music teacher, she was sweetest lady, but she was just as crazy as she wanted to be. She didn't want zero tolerance of foolishness in her class. And we would joke and clown, and I call myself joking and clowning. And you know what hurt my feelings the worst? She called me a thing.
Mm. Good
Thing.
Lord.
She pointed at you, thing.
Mm.
And I said, Mrs. Webster.
And how old were you then, Donald?
I was in 10th or 11th grade. I think I might have been in 11th grade. Thing. She called me a thing.
Okay, see, I thought you was younger. See, I was about to defend you, but you almost
No, man, I was an old cool in school. And she just bust out with and look, she didn't mind saying anything come to her mind. It would come out of her mouth. And so, and y'all have to excuse me. They had this one guy. We was going to get ready for Christmas holidays. We go to different choir schools and we'll sing for him. And they had one guy. He had his jacket, his suit coat. He had to wear a suit coat, and he had his suit coat rolled up the sleeves. And I was an instigator. You believe that?
No.
I said, Miss Sylvester. And I was like, look at that boy right there, Miss Sylvester. And that's how she would talk. So I would talk, Miss Sylvester, look at that little boy right there. And she says, he told me that was the style. And I say, Miss Sylvester, you see any one of us other boys got the style on? And she said, hey, boy, punk boy, whatever.
What?
Roll him sleeve down. She said,
Lord.
hey, boy. She said, hey, boy, girl, punk, whatever. Now, let me say something. There are some words that you could say back then that you can't say now. Because just by saying what I've said just now, somebody's offended.
Yeah.
Their feelings hurt. You shouldn't ought to say that. We don't use that term anymore.
Yeah.
Now your feelings hurt. We have situations, and I know I'm talking a lot, but we have situations right here that we have a panel that everybody don't necessarily agree. Okay, and something might be said that is might not be your opinion.
Yeah.
But it's somebody else's opinion, and now you fighting mad.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? I think it's the K with the E, y'all.
No.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller from the 816 area code. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. This is Goddess.
Oh, that's Goddess. Okay, I missed the numbers up. Goddess, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning.
Goddess, I thought you was gonna be on video.
I was, but I gotta move around while I'm talking today.
Okay, that's fine. Goddess, we're talking about words could be venomous. Words could be like a cobra or a black mamba, very venomous, and it could destroy you. How venomous could words be?
Words are very venomous. But be mindful of words, because words are spells and it can be cast. And people fail to realize that's where the word spelling comes from. And as you remember in the Bible, the word was with God and the word is God. And the word creates the material world. So the conscious or the mind of God. So you got to be careful of what you say and in the word. Words are not just elements of speech or writing, because they can actually be used to strengthen the effects of magic. When spoken out loud, words transform into frequencies and vibrations. Have you ever felt when somebody says something negative to you, just that word, it appeared negative, so that vibration, that energy changed automatically based off of that word. They could say it in one way and they could say it another way, and it was just the way it was presented. And it can be used as direct energy. This is one of the first lessons that creates real magic. The first steps to create real magic. Another part that I read before, that most people will laugh at the idea of magic being real. But if only they knew that magic really is and how magic is being used to control them, they would not be laughing. Remember, magic, that is a directing, controlling energy using natural forces, the sound, the thought, and it also produces the desired effect. In other words, magic is the art of directing and controlling energy. And people don't understand that.
Wow. Badger, what do you say to that? Toya with the T coming to you next.
Goddess speaks a lot of things that are taught in the indigenous worlds. We're a lot of us are taught that you weigh what you say. You do your best to think before you speak, because you want to be able to help someone, not tear them down, not to be a stumbling block. So a lot of times you speak very generalized, except for certain situations, because you never know. like I was talking about labels earlier. You guys know my heritage and stuff, and I'm just going to throw something out there just to prove a point. Most people that don't know me are going to see this white skin, and if I would have hopped on this radio station and go, "What's up, black folks?" How would that be received? How venomous is that comment? Just using that as an example, all because of an appearance, the words can change how they're taken. And a lot of people don't realize that. That's why, I'm a firm believer in, you have to work in as hard as you can to weigh what you say, because you don't know how someone's going to take effect. And when you start realizing that your words have power or magic, as God has used, do you want to be venomous, or do you want to help cure it? And that's an individual choice. Some people have grew up with a background of, don't let words hurt you. They grew up with that saying, while others did not.
Mm-hmm.
Or they grew up in an abusive home where words actually do hurt them, so they can't handle it now.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Donald was talking about when he says sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm you. That's
Yep.
not true. That's so not true, because words sometimes will hurt you, and especially if it comes from somebody that you look up to. If it's a family member that you really look up to, toward you, and you really respect that person, and then they come and they say something negative to you, that could rip out your heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely can rip out your heart because it means a lot. But see, that's the problem. That's why we need to stand on the word of God and not the word of man, man. Because sometimes we don't mean no harm. And this is something that the Lord is teaching me daily as a woman. All venom don't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you still need to learn how to watch out for snakes. You need to be able to identify.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A snake can't change the way it slithers. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it happened like that from the beginning for a reason. So at the end of the day, you need to understand with your mouth, with our mouth. You know what I'm saying? Are you being a snake? Because it's not cool to say any and everything, even if it is the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not cool. Like how he just mentioned. Now, he said, you get on the phone, you say, "What's up, black folks?" Well, the only person who's going to be offended is the non-black folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is up to me to feel a kind of way and respectful enough to the non-black folk in the room that when he say that, to be like, well, you know what? Don't get offended by words. I'm just counting you in, whatever. But it still remains. The words are powerful. In the beginning was the word. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So we know that words are powerful. And like he said also, the power in which we choose to use it. But also the power we choose to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he calls you or she calls you or something. Let's take, for example, you've been with your wife for 30 years, right?
Uh-huh.
On the 31st year, she says, you ain't never going to be nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So would you just take that word to be that, knowing who you are? Because if you take the word so easily, you're going to look past what the problem is. Maybe she's coming down with dementia.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a medical problem that's causing her to act like this because she ain't never did this that way.
Exactly.
So it's very important that we don't take those words so personal until we get to finding out and setting it up with what kind of, okay, is that venom? Well, am I dealing with a snake? Because if I'm not dealing with a snake, I need to look a little bit closer on why venom is coming out of a non-snake mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then try to just get to the root of the problem because that means there's a root. But still, these words are still powerful.
Exactly. Now, Leonard, a lot of time a person say, and my grandmother used to say all the time, a drunk will speak a sober tongue. And if a person is drunk and they say something to you, I ain't never like you no way. You ain't never gonna be nothing. You ain't hitting on nothing. They drunk and they talking all bad to you. Now, my grandmother said a drunk tongue speak a sober mind. And they come back to you the next day and they'll approach you. You approach them and say, "Look, you know what you said to me last night? Oh man, I was just drunk. I didn't mean that." Then at first the hurt is already there, but now should you believe that they didn't mean it?
It depends on, not a whole bunch for me. You say what you want to say. I don't care if you're drunk or not. I don't care what's wrong with you. The point is, we both know who we are. I know who I am, and you know who you are.
So it don't matter what they call you; it's what you answer to.
No, not to me. It don't. Not to me. It don't. You said what you wanted to say. If I want to look over it, I can just look over it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to worry about it. I am not going to worry about what nobody else say. I'm just not going to do it. Okay. I will get rid of you first. It's no reason why, I don't even, my heart goes out to people who stay in relationships that are verbally abusive. You're not even gonna talk to me crazy. It's like I tell people, you always get well, people together argue all this. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. You do. That's what you do. That's how you are. Talk about yourself because that's all what you know. Don't put that on nobody else.
Ain't got nothing to do with them.
You should own your own right. Own your own words, and that's why you shouldn't be drinking and getting drunk. I know a lot of people get stomped out when they get drunk because they be saying stupid stuff. Don't get drunk, you won't wake up beat up every morning.
Wonder what truck hit you. Wondering what truck ran. What truck hit me last night?
I used to tell this story about this guy named Larry. God rest his soul if he's still alive. And they used to whoop Larry every weekend for running his mouth down there at the store. Larry would stand around that store and get drunk, bum beer money, and everything. And every weekend, somebody had to put a lump on Larry's head. Every weekend.
Good Lord.
But you know what? That was Larry. And Larry gonna get that lump until he quit acting a fool.
Larry gonna mess around and be on concussion protocol, ain't he?
Right, and this was a real guy. This was a real guy that we grew up with. He was probably, maybe I was a kid, so I don't. He maybe have been in his 30s. He seemed a little older. But Larry would just hang around the store and talk trash, and it wasn't like he was a big guy that could fight. He was just a guy that used to drink all the time and get drunk and start messing with people. So even the youngest of kids, you come down there, Larry might get slapped by a kid.
Good Lord. Larry sound like, what's the name? Don't it?
Trash.
Larry sound like that. What's the name that got beat up by that little teenager boy? That comedian guy. What's his name?
Like
Cat Williams. Yeah. Cat Williams.
So when people are talking about words and things like that, I would pray that anyone listening right now would learn that lesson. Stop letting what people say bother you.
Yeah.
Stop letting what people say change your destiny and make you think a certain way about yourself. Guess what? They could be lying.
Exactly. Tucson, talk to me. What do you say to that? God is coming to you.
Hey, I'll be like, you meant that. You've been see, that's why they call alcohol a spirit. They stopped calling it the liquor store. They say wine and spirit. Because it makes you 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Builds your nerves up.
And you so,
I'm gonna tell them off now. Now that you got that alcohol in you, that makes you tough.
That false confidence.
Yeah, well, but you've been wanting to say it.
Yeah,
just didn't have the nerve to say it. But 1/5 later, you're willing to say anything. That's why they have so much chaos go on at the club. Because everybody bad.
Exactly. Be like Richard. You know what? I'm gonna tell you about yourself. You know what? Richard Pryor was.
He forgot he didn't know how to fight.
Yeah. Richard said there were five gangs in my neighborhood. I was a member of every one of them because I ain't fighting nobody. Richard Pryor was something. God has talked to me. God, is you there? God is about to say it to you.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. Good. I ain't got to say
I'm here. I just want people to be cautious. That's why I try to use the word. I'm like in the process right now of changing some things that I say because we become competitive, just like good morning. That's one word that we say all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you look at that word and you dissect that word. Morning is actually a derogatory. Morning is a derogatory. That's mourning, like you're mourning over somebody dead. Well, we should be saying grand rising.
Yeah.
Because we're lifting up ourselves and waking up. It's a grand rising. Uh, it's a lot of things that I'm working on. I mean, because I study a lot uh, about different things, and that's one of the main things that I'm studying. And the word blessed is another one.
Mm-hmm.
So we put around all the time. And then back in the old English times, if you look at that, if you ever watch, I like watching old movies too.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back and you look at some of the things that they put in because it's subliminal messaging. We always say we blessed. Well, it's being blessed back in the olden days was if you ever watch Damien or Omen or anything like that, and you turn around and research the word blessed, it's a blood oath.
Mm.
And, and um, I'm still not like convinced that it's a derogatory concept, but it's being used like that. Where
Mm-hmm.
they used to first time the animal, they take that blood and put it on your face and say, "Now you've been blessed."
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
Wow.
how many times do we use that word?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew it was like that. So, like, I'm still like researching because I definitely need all the positive energy and
Mm-hmm.
within my
Exactly.
soul that I don't need to speak anything negative, so I can also teach my grandchildren because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't my children are already grown, and so I'm kind of late on them, but I can still work with them as we continue on through our lives.
Mm-hmm. And Donald is and we're talking about words are very venomous. We talk about words are very venomous. I said this earlier. It's not really what someone call you; it's what you answer to. It's not what they call
Sometimes
you because people.
no,
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
no. I mean, sometimes it's best not to answer. Just don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you can't find from a fool? Silence.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm,
can't. He'll never be discovered until he open his mouth. You
mm,
know. And I listen, and you know, I don't allow other people's words to affect me. That's just me. Um, because if you let what somebody says or their mentality inflict your life, I see that as witchcraft,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
manipulation.
Yeah.
And, and nothing wrong with the way that a person feels. That's what makes the world go around. Differences, opinions, lifestyles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But how can see? Let me just say like this: Badger. I'm gonna use you for example.
All right.
We've been taught different things. We come from different cultures and stuff like that. So all that you have learned, I don't know how old you are, but I've been here for about 57 years, and all that you have learned, now we just met, and you want me to think like you. How that's gonna work out, or vice versa? How that's gonna work out?
Mm.
It's not gonna work out too good. But
No.
the word is gonna start with words. We're gonna
Mm,
start in the communication, and we're gonna either become friends or enemies just by the words we say to one another.
mm-hmm.
The relationship starts with the words. We'll probably feel a certain way, or man, that guy's all right. Oh, you know what? That guy's a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Just by what we say. And so, like God said, I be careful about what I say. But sometimes I'm like Leonard. I don't care what come out of my mouth. I'll say it because you didn't reach that point. Now I got to say what I really feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
How how
we
how
get it.
how how do you Donald or should a person even in a moment of anger be able to curve their tongue?
Again. You have to learn how to bridle the tongue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can't. You can't, but you have to try.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sometimes you say, I really want to say something, But the best thing to do is just shut my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's experience, that's wisdom. That'll
Yeah.
say, oh, don't say nothing now.
Mm-hmm.
Let time pass. Because we can even here, and I say this again, I mean, we've experienced, and I'm gonna say it because it happened, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody call in and you can have my number. You call me. But if I say a certain thing, somebody gonna say, Tucson, he shouldn't have said that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you hurt my feelings. Well, don't put your feelings in the road.
Yeah.
They might get run over. Not just like, for instance, Leonard, and excuse me, Leonard, but Leonard say whatever comes to Leonard's mind. That's just me now. I might be wrong about you, Leonard. But if it comes to his mind, it's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
No filter, no nothing.
A lot of cut on it. A lot of cut on it, Donald. A lot of cut on it.
It's coming. So is. So if you're in a conversation with Leonard, or somebody that's just trying to be sweet all the time, you're gonna get some different. You're gonna get you're gonna get run over.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably. Yeah.
And
I'm just saying.
I've heard Leonard go to college, but I heard Leonard who was talking about something, and Leonard said, "Let me tell you something. If you thinking about committing suicide, I might not be the person you want to call." I'm like, what? That joker said, if somebody think about committing suicide, he not the person that you want to call. Don't call him because he gonna tell you to do it.
Jump. He gonna tell him jump.
Jump off that bridge. I say I'm gonna go to God's house. You hit God's. Let me go back to Toya with a T. Toya, what's on your heart? Toya with a T. Toya with a T going once. I'm about to say it to you. Toya, are you there? Toya with a T. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
It's and actually, Donald, I don't say 75% of the things I normally would say on this radio station. So
He's
that's why
right.
it surprises me sometimes.
75.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been like this ever since I was a child. So it's never occurred to me to be any less than who I am, or be more concerned about who you are. So I practice freedom. That's what I am. I'm free. I have the things that I want. I have family. I have support. So I don't have to go above and beyond to make friends with people. I'm a very friendly person with you when you meet me. We don't have no problem until you have a problem with me, actually, because I'm just not into being I'm just not into seeking all the attention and all those negative things that a lot of people are about, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think some people are just selfish and they have way too much pride. And it's just crazy how people have started to worship themselves. And they want everybody else to bow down to them.
Wow.
You come up with a great idea. Now the wheel of the world's supposed to change because you had a bright idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I mean, I don't understand that type of thinking where you believe you could say something or do something to somebody and they wouldn't do the same to you. That's the whole purpose of the commandment. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's everything is about. It has to be in a proper perspective. Think about these people that, like Donald was saying, I say whatever comes to my mind. No, I don't. I'm not that type of person. I would say that anytime. It's kind of repetitious to me because that's the way I think all the time. It's not brand new to me. It may be, I'm surprised that other people don't deal with folks who are just as real as I am.
I don't think.
Tell me this, Leonard. What are if any that you could point out? What are the pros and cons of dealing with somebody like yourself that's gonna be brutally honest?
I think your feelings get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things is people say, well, people will say, well, you sure can't wear your feelings on your sleeve around him. You shouldn't. You shouldn't do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's never that I'm trying to be any different than what I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I stay consistent because I don't pretend.
Mm-hmm.
I shout out to my man Kurt if he's listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Kurt is awesome at acting things. I thought that that's what I would want to do because I get to be something other than who I am.
Mm-hmm. How much freedom would that give
that
you?
is awesome that Kurt can do that.
Would that give you what type of freedom would that give you if you're able to become something that you're not on stage or on film?
Well, it's great to me. Like one, I even watch I love Viola Davis.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. See, I love those people who don't take themselves as serious and they can act. They can do a role.
Mm-hmm.
Like say for instance, Kurt with his background sets Kurt aside and he's flubber in that particular film.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about him.
Mm-hmm.
You go to, how some people, Danny Glover had black women all over the world hating him after Color Purple.
Oh yeah.
That was a role he played in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's not who he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of people have to understand, you can't present things one way and then somebody say something and pull your card, now you offended. But you was just acting like this a minute ago. See, that's a person that's fake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They pretend to be certain things and around certain people. I'm pretty much the same everywhere except for one. I don't really curse a lot on your show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I enjoy cursing. But I just don't do it on your show.
Yeah.
If you come to my show, it's different.
It's different. Gonna drop a few.
I ain't gonna drop a few. It's what I do. That's a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more comfortable doing that. It's great. That's why I love certain comedians.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they get to be who they are.
Let me ask you this, and then we're gonna let me ask you this, and we're gonna move on. As a matter of fact, I want to say good morning to Rico. Rico with us this morning as well. But what comedy? You went down the lane of comedy. You got certain comments out there. Sinbad, he doesn't use profanity. Then you got other comments. Right. You got other comments out there like what I feel is the greatest of all time, Richard Pryor. He used a lot of profanity. It's all based on expression and how they express themselves. But which one would you more associate with as truth?
Both of
them. Explain.
It's like I tell people, because one, I'm not those. I'm sick of people wanting everything to be the way they want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are just going to be different. Mm-hmm. You don't always get your way. It doesn't always have to be how you want it to be. Don't like when people say that person shouldn't be doing that. Why? Why shouldn't they do it? That's their business. Mm-hmm. That's their life. How does it affect you? What emotional distress are you going through about it?
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
You know how you have to ask the people, explain how the emotional it affected you.
Mm-hmm.
Like say for instance, the use of the N-word, for instance. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me like it bothers some people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I understand the history with it. I understand why certain people is not going to say it around me. Well, that's not fair. It don't have to be fair. Say it again, I'm going to hit you in your face again just because I feel like it.
Okay.
I am not the type of person that you can take. I'm gonna let someone just take advantage of it this way.
Good deal. Good. Let me go to Rico. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing? You muted, brother.
I said, Grand Rising, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hey, doing good, man. Now look here. I tried to call yesterday, talk about them Steelers, but you wouldn't answer the phone. But that's okay.
I had something to do. I was doing something at the time, man. I was pretty busy yesterday.
Man, look here. I know you saw them Steelers. I know you peep your head in. You know, hey.
Oh yeah, I was watching how lucky they got. They got blessed.
Look here. We open up the field. We stopped that little short little drop off. We stopped that and open up that field. We're gonna do what we do. I had to call. I called Coach Tomlin yesterday doing halftime. I said, look, man. I said, look at him, man.
What you call it? Told, look, man, y'all gotta do something, man. I got my toe crossed and everything, man. Y'all ain't coming.
Man, this is why I told. I said, look here. I said, Tomlin, now you know, Monday morning I gotta do the morning glow. Now, if we don't win this game, it's not gonna be good for me, Tomlin. I said, open up that field, man. Let Ben put the ball in the air. I guarantee you somebody gonna carpool, Smith shoes. Somebody gonna go get that ball. Watson, somebody going to get that ball. I said, let him put it in the air, man. Stop that little short drop off. They don't figure that out already. And as soon as he did it, 40-yard touchdown, 20-yard touchdown. I said, man, now we're looking like our Steelers again. Man, my neighbor, I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna get back up with the topic because I don't want to take too much time with this. But my neighbor is from Indianapolis. He have a flag hanging in front of his house, the Colts. Man, after, he called me at halftime when we was losing. Called me, talk bad to me, Rico, talk real bad to me. When we came back and we took the lead, and then at the end of the game, I tried to call him back. Commentary said, this is my neighbor. I call him back. That joker wouldn't even answer the phone, man. Wouldn't even answer the doggone phone. I said, I said, look at him, man. I said, if y'all would want, I answer the phone, man. I'm not gonna hide. I answer the call. I said, but you ain't answer the phone. He texts me back, nope. But we go. That's dirty.
I was a little offended myself, man. My cousin, a kick returner from Indianapolis, man. So I was, I was pulling for Indianapolis yesterday, man.
Well, hey, sorry to let you down.
Yeah. You know how it goes. Though you win some, you lose some. I'm not a fan of the team, but him being my cousin, I'm always root for my local athletes and family members. You know what I'm saying? And so want to pay my respects to Quan Alexander too, man. He got hurt again with the Saints, man. Damn, that man, he's so talented, man, but he's been having some problems with those injuries, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably see him here in the next couple of weeks, but man, it's just another season in the injury. And then, he got hurt last year, and the 49ers went to the Super Bowl, man, but he was able to make it back for that game. But this year it ain't looking too good. Well, it's impossible this year, regardless of what the Saints do.
And see, but people don't understand, man. It's like a wreck every time they get on the field, man. It's like a car wreck. Like you banging against each other, man, with 200, 300, 400-pound people, man. Your body ain't designed for that, man. Your body ain't designed for that. But Rico, words could be venomous. Words could be like a cobra or a black mamba. How venomous can words be?
They could be they could cause wars. They can get you lethal injection or the literature or whatever, whatever capital punishment is owed to you, firing squad. Words have energy, especially depending on the power of the person using those words. Now, some of the answers, I believe, going back and forth on the emotion of it. Sometimes words aren't supposed to affect you emotionally, depending on how they impact you, depending on how they impact you. But if you're sitting in a courtroom innocent of a crime, listening to a prosecutor tell lies on you, or a defender, a defending attorney, get George Zimmerman off and start lying about Trayvon, then you listen to the jury foreman come out and say innocent or guilty. And then the judge says life, death by such and such date. Those words hurts. Those words, the energy those words have. See, that's the thing is about these words we use. As human beings, I realize that we don't really respect energy. So we use words loosely. we toss around our opinions very loosely, but we don't really respect the energy of some of the most simple things that we use every day. Words have energy. I say all the time, words ain't nothing but sound that come out your mouth. That means that I ain't got to believe you. You just talking. I might not believe you. But at the same time, when you say that we got weapons of mass destruction, and you still gonna say we got weapons of mass destruction, and we're telling you that we don't. We telling you, okay, come on over here and check out all our facilities. See if you can find them. Oh, yep, they still got them. We got reputable sources that say they have mobile units that's creating weapons of mass destruction. Now all of a sudden you got soldiers dead, civilians dead from that country, and you got a whole leader and his sons, his DNA. They pulled a Patrice Lumumba. Not only did they kill Hussein, but they killed his son. They wanted to prove a real point to anybody else that was of that lineage. All because of the words, they have weapons of mass destruction. Or better yet, he said he was gonna kill my daddy.
Yeah.
Those words. So I mean, words have power. Words have energy. We got to respect the energy of those sound waves that come out of our mouth, because they do have an impact on certain people. But they still ain't nothing but sound that come out of your mouth. Like I said, I might not believe you just because you say it. I might not believe you, but at the same time, it is meant for me to use for future references.
Exactly. And God is brought to the conversation earlier. She said the terminology, some of the terminologies that we use. And she was saying like the terminology good morning. And you break that down, what it means. Morning is something that you do in a grieving time.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wouldn't that depend on how you spell it?
Yeah, see, I was fixing to say the same thing. They do spell words differently, so you can understand that they have different meanings. So when you see that, I hear people say that all the time, and I'm like, okay, we abusing the word. True enough, that's what it means when it's spelled M-O-U-R-N.
Yeah.
But M-O-R-N is a totally different spelling there. If you could go back and say, well, these two words are the same, and somebody just illegally took the U out, then you got an argument. But until then, I know you can spell two T-O-T-W-O and T-O-O. But if I say I want two pieces of pizza, two slices of pizza, I don't mean T-O-O.
Yeah.
So when I say, I mean, I to me, out of respect, I know how these words have energy. Sometimes I say good morning, but I've gravitated towards saying grand rising. When I go live every day, I say grand rising. I've been doing that for a few years. Grand rising, my people. You know, because I know some of the words that have been made to be more complicated, so we won't understand what we're talking about. They meant to confuse you, have more than one spelling. So I mean, you know, we really need to have a good understanding, really, of some of the most basic, simple things that have so much power. You know, because I did hear a rap group say one time, sometimes words is enough to kill for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I have an example. If I asked you what the definition of unicorn is, what would you say the definition is?
Well, what I say, a unicorn supposedly is a fictional. To me, is a fictional animal, a horse with one horn.
Unicorns are extinct; they're not fictional.
Unicorns is also, there's a Latin terminology, unicornus, which actually referred to a one-horned animal.
Yeah.
Which is what the original definition actually is. It wasn't until the late 1800s, early 1900s that the definition actually changed based on a picture, which ended up into a cartoon called The Last Unicorn. So within 100 years, definitions have changed. And when I got into reading the Bible, there was something about the translation into the American language I didn't agree with, because I struggle with American English. It doesn't make sense. There's too many definitions and word usage. So I spent 9 years studying Elizabethan language. And I started finding out that, you know, a fortnight. You have any idea how many people don't know what fortnight means?
It's 2 weeks.
Do you know?
What you say, Leonard?
You know what it means, Raheem?
2 weeks.
Yeah. So, it's, of course, I knew Leonard would know. What it like, And it goes back to what Goddess and Rico and all of us have been trying to say and point out to get people to think. Definitions change, the uses of words change, but what gives them power is the sound that comes out of our mouths.
Or the attitude that goes along with the sound that come out of your mouth.
I can't control my tones, so sure.
Well, nah. People say that all the time. I don't necessarily agree with that. You can, if you're mindful of what you're saying and how you say, you can control your tones. And nothing against you, Badger, but I hear a lot of people say that all the time. I can't control my tone. Yes, you can. Yes.
Well, you can try.
Yeah.
You can try. Sometimes you can be programmed to be blunt and straightforward and not have any kind of I don't want to say sympathy, but some people aren't built too sensitive. They just get straight to the point. They ain't gonna beat around the bush and put kid gloves on. So sometimes it's hard for people to play around with the truth.
Yeah.
To play around with facts that you need to know.
And that's why I always enjoyed what Leonard would say, because I'm very if I see someone acting ugly, when I was younger, I'd walk up and go, "Why are you being ugly?"
Good deal. Hold on. Let me pull some more people into the conversation. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
When it's sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That makes the difference. I mean, you can say something and before you know it, you said, I didn't mean it like that. Because of your tone. Matter of fact, I can have a long conversation with somebody that's not hollering. But when you start screaming and hollering, our conversation is over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's done. Don't raise your voice. I don't need to get emotional to have a conversation with you. It's not based on your feelings. It's two of us in the conversation.
Yeah.
So you come all emotional and you drama filled. I don't go that route. So, I cut the conversation short because now you're bringing too much into it. For me, because we're different. So if an emotional person comes in a conversation, I got to watch myself because tone gonna mean everything to them because they're already excited. I watch people's body movements. And when they talking, they jumping around like that. Well, I'll be like, oh. So I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah.
In that sense, just be quiet because those words can become venomous. Because some people, their conversation is based on their past experiences. And people have damaged them, or they have been damaged, or they have caused so much damage in folks' lives that some people nobody want to be around.
Yeah,
because they don't know how to, control how they talk. You can talk in the streets, but you can't talk in a public setting. I used to represent, Enrico know about this. When you go before corporate in a grievance hearing, you can't act no fool with them.
Yeah.
That conversation over with.
Yeah.
So you got to have a sense of professionalism because you're talking to presidents and vice and people that quote have a position and they hold their position as value, as prestige. So you going in there and man, y'all talking, okay, that conversation they like, you can be excused, going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Because of your tone. It's not what you said, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Toya with a T, you with us? Okay, we just got another call from the 816 area code. 816 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is KC Chief.
What's going on?
Just winning. All we do is win, no matter what.
And the same thing we do in the steel nation, the same thing we do too now. We do a lot of that.
They fell out.
No, look here. Didn't we beat them boys yesterday? Didn't we beat them boys? Everybody say we wasn't gonna beat yesterday. Come on now.
They should have beat them.
We should beat everybody.
But y'all didn't.
We did beat them. We won.
Y'all done beat everybody. Y'all done fell short. As far as we go, y'all done fell short.
Hold on now. Y'all didn't beat everybody either now.
We 13-1.
Well, hold on. That one mean you didn't beat everybody.
That's okay. We just got one. It's okay. You can't win them all.
Okay, now you just said you can. You just said you can now.
You gotta take a loss. We took one loss. You all right?
Okay. I'm just checking. I just want to make sure everything.
Super Bowl champion.
Oh no,
y'all just know that.
Oh no. That's no. What have you done for me lately? That's what Janet said. What have you done for me lately? You can't count what you did last year. There's gonna be another champion.
What we're gonna do this year? Your past supposed to make you stronger for your future.
Y'all ain't gonna win it this year. But let me ask you this right here. How venomous can words be?
How what?
Venomous. It's like a cobra or a black mamba. How venomous can words be?
Very.
Talk to me.
They could be very. Mm-hmm. A word could really send a person over the board, just a word. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, well, I only say it, but it's not what you said. It could be how you said it. Mm-hmm. And it can really hurt.
And see, and that's the thing that we was just talking. This is the thing we were just talking about. The delivery of that word. You could mean it in one way, but if you can't control your tone and how you articulate that word, then you could really destroy somebody, intentionally or unintentionally. What do you say to that?
You really can. You can destroy somebody, and you can destroy them and won't even know that you destroyed them, because in your head you don't think you really said nothing, or I done said some things and had to go back and be like, you pushed me to the limit, and I said something, and I really shouldn't have said it how I said it, but I meant what I said. So I don't even know how to re-say it because I meant what I said.
Yeah.
So I can't take back what I said. But you pushed me, and you pushed me, and you pushed me. And I had to tell this girl that, like, you pushed me to the limit. And now you happy because you got that out of me. But I didn't mean how I said it, but I meant what I said. And it ain't no way for me to return it. I can't take it back.
Yeah.
All you can do is take what I said to you and change what you've been doing. Because the next person might not even say all that. They might just do something to you.
Exactly.
So just leave me alone, though. Because once you make me say something to you that bad, I need to leave you alone. Because I'm thinking, if you're going to try to get back at me, or you're going to want to say something to me, and I might not accept it like you accepted mine. So I'm going to leave you alone now. But now you do know how I really feel, though.
Exactly.
But I'm going to leave you alone.
Good deal. Now, Rico, has there ever been a time where you said something to somebody and it was innocent, you didn't mean any harm, but it hurt their feelings in the way that you said it, or even the tone that you said it in, and then when it got back to you, they say, and you realize that, or somebody say to you that you hurt that person's feeling, you're like, but I didn't really, I that's not what I was trying to do. Have there ever been a time?
Yes, plenty of times. I'm pretty sure every human in has done that. It's just a matter of how much remorse they felt. Even if you didn't mean it the way they took it, you know what I'm saying? Do you have enough? I'm gonna say, do you have enough compassion within you to look within yourself and see whether it's some different way you could have said it? Do you have it in you to hold yourself accountable for maybe saying it a little brutal? Passion, like they were saying earlier about words. People can come up and listen to words that you say, and they can take it abrasively. They can take it as you being aggressive. But what's mistaken is that sometimes you being passionate.
Yeah.
Sometimes your passion can come off as aggression, depending on the person and where they are. Maybe they want to be corrected. Maybe they don't feel bad about what they did, or maybe they do feel bad. Maybe they want some help, or maybe they didn't ask for your help. You know what I'm saying? So it depends really where they are. And if they come back and tell you, you know what, man, I feel some type of way about when you said that. I don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
That ain't the way I meant it.
Wow. That's just add fuel to it.
Right. So I mean, it's really and truly, you really have to look at the situation. If they're being extra sensitive, then you can just tell them, look, man, I'm not fixing to sit back and go back and forth with you about this simple stuff that you're talking about. You being emotional, you being sensitive, and I didn't mean it that way. You're taking it too far. Because some people look for attention. They want sympathy. Everybody hurt their feelings. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, it's us human beings, man. We come in so many various forms and so many different ways that we can receive or perceive things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've done that plenty of times. There's been plenty of times I've said something and had all the best intentions of the world. It's actually times I can remember trying to stop conflicts between people, and then the people turn around and flipped it on me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it happens, man. I mean, people depending on the environment you in, what kind of integrity they have. I was thinking earlier what you said about the venom of words and what kind of power they have. Yeah, they are very venomous, and depending on the type of power they have, they really can affect your livelihood. I mean, if they didn't have power, lies wouldn't exist. What would be the purpose of a lie if the words didn't have power? If they didn't have such energy or impact. But I'm gonna go back to that energy thing, man. A lot of people have to really understand when we mean energy, that means influence the image or the perception of your outlook on something, depending on what that person said. That energy, they might put that in your head just to throw you a loop. Or just to deflect your attention away from something that they're doing wrong. Or maybe just to tarnish somebody's image. You accuse somebody of being a child molester. I remember back in the day, if we were accused, I ain't gonna say accused. If somebody just called you anything that was associated with being gay, it was fighting words.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fighting words. It wasn't no, I'm gonna just play it. No, you were gonna fight if you called me up on that. And that was anybody who did. Sometimes you say, words have never hurt me. But then you have your peers get in your ear and be like, man, you gonna let him call you a punk and get away with it?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a whole part of the pie right there, man. Because not only that, but then you got other instigators. You got the little instigators that come along and push the false narrative, having you in a situation that you don't want to be in. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Greetings, sir. Peace and blessings be unto you. This is Jamie Eatman. I'm calling from Fayetteville, Georgia.
Jamie, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Jamie, we're asking a question this morning. Like a cobra or a black mamba, can words be venomous?
Yeah, I always say that can is for ability, and yes, they can. I think I heard someone just say earlier, one of you all, no matter how well intended something is, it's like build it out as gentle as possible, and it still can carry the same weight as though you had intentionally tried to destroy the person. Just depends on what was said and how it was perceived.
Now, how do you go back? What is the anti-venom? If words can be very venomous, and you put something out there, Jamie, that's very venomous to a person, what is the anti-venom? How do you go back and retract that? How do you fix it or mend it?
Because the anti-venom isn't the responsibility of the snake. The snake ain't gonna come with an anti-venom. Anti-venom benefits the person that was actually bitten. So I would say anti-venom would be how I process what I did with what was meant to poison me. When I saw the title of the little statement, a prime example would be medicine. And the right amount is medicine. Wrong dose is poison. So it's really what you do with it.
Wow.
So the venom would be how you process it.
Good deal. Toya, with a T, you back with us, sis? Toya with the T, you with us? Okay, let's go back to Goddess. Goddess, what's on your heart?
Just basically listening to a little bit of everything that's being said. But I just want to remind everybody in the last days, keep in mind, good will be called evil and evil will be called good. So we say a lot of things and we have to be cautious because, again, since this is a Christian show, we all believe in God, but we forget that Satan, Lucifer, was God's greatest angel that fell from heaven and was cast down. And with that being said, a lot of words that we use are now we say, that are good words or bad things or you know what I'm saying? That bitch. I hate to see women call each other that name. I never play like that.
Yeah.
Don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? But they be like, oh, look at that in a tone where it's supposed to be positive. Like our girls will say to themselves, "Oh, I'm that B word." No, and we have changed. We have done. There's a lot of things that we have done that we are changing. We are changing. Some now gays are called queens.
Yeah. Exactly.
What? I mean, we got to be careful of how we saying our words and what we're changing into, because I don't know if people know, but I mean, Wicca is true. Wicca is another form of that demonic that changes the positive words like enchanted and different words that are actually really kind of on that middle road. Different words that were said on that middle road that are actually demonic. And we got to be careful because we teeter-totter.
Yeah.
And you can't teeter-totter. And so I'm not scared of the snake. I'm not scared of the snake because God, I know who I am. That's why it says in the Bible that as a snake, it crawls up to your heel where you can kill it and smash it.
Yeah. Exactly. That's good. We got another caller. Caller, what's... Yes,
That's Venom she just gave you.
Okay. Is that good venom or bad venom?
Hey, that's good venom. She just got rid of the poison. That's venom.
There you go. And what they call the thing? Antiviral, whatever you call it. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Cassandra, calling from Atlanta.
Donald.
I just did a drum roll.
Oh Lord.
Good deal.
That's so funny.
Hey, Cassandra, like a cobra or a black mamba, can words be venomous?
Oh, absolutely. Words have started wars. Words have gotten people killed. Words have damaged people mentally, spiritually. So absolutely. That's why what we say, like the sister was saying, what comes out of our mouth is so important. I had a thing about what we say to our children. I as a child, I had some very, painful stuff said to me. You ugly, you never amount to anything, and those words stuck with me and they damaged me greatly as a kid. I had no self-esteem because of that. And I declared that I would never, I don't care what my kids did, I would never use negative words with my children. And I never did. I never called them, because we speak life and death, as everybody's scripture probably is in the power of the tongue. So what we speak over our children, we speak into our children's lives. We speak even into others' lives. So even when I'm dealing with people, I don't care who they are, I do not say, you this, you that. I don't do that.
even if that's who they are, we don't pronounce that over them. If we're supposed to be the healing force, if we're supposed to be, the light, then we don't do that with people. So I'm very careful about what I say to people. Words are powerful
and
venomous.
And see what it is. What people don't understand is, and to your point, what you feed your children is what they're going to digest, and it is based on what are you giving them, how are you building them up or tearing them down. What are you doing?
Tearing them down, absolutely.
You either build them up, or you and that's based on the words that you use that come out of your mouth as their parent, as their aunt, or their uncles, or people that's in their life that they look up to. Your words, man.
Can I say this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Can
go
I
ahead.
say this real quick?
Absolutely.
Over the last maybe couple of weeks, I've been out, more than usual, trying to get ready for the toy drive and stuff. But I have heard young mothers, and man, I almost said something to one sister, but I knew I was gonna have to fight her if I said something to her. Just by her demeanor, it would have been a fight.
Yeah.
What are these young mothers doing? They curse at their children. Get your dumb ass. Get the man. That drives me crazy. What the? Well, I know. I didn't say it. I said dumb ass. That's in the Bible. Goodness.
But
so anyway, but the words of these young women,
use that word,
and children. What the world? What in the world are you doing? I don't know.
Cassandra, I got a fellow in Columbia, South Carolina. I used to call him friend. And we still talk. We still talk today, But I had an issue because he used to curse at his kids. And back in Columbia, I used to drink and stuff like that. I used to drink, and we'd be sitting around, we'd be drinking and stuff like that, and getting a little tipsy, and he'll get to cuss. I said, man, look at man, I gotta go, man. I can't, you don't need to be cussing at your kid, man. It's my blood. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's your house, brother, and I'm not gonna disrespect your house. So I think it's time for me to leave. And so a couple of years later, he called me. He's still living in Columbia. Still living in Columbia. If he's listening, I'm not gonna call your name, but he said, man, my daughter, man, she in school, man, and having all these problems in school, man, and teachers saying that she cussing and stuff like that, cussing everybody out. I said, man, I wonder where she got that from. Man, I wonder where she got that from. And needless to say that wasn't the best conversation that he and I ever had. But at the same time, I had to, man, look here. She got that from you. You used to cuss at her. Her mama used to cuss at her. And now she's growing to an age. She's in school at a certain age. She was in middle school at that time, and now she's acting the way that y'all used to act toward her. She's only reflecting what you showed her, brother. She's only reflecting what you showed her, and so now how can you complain? You taught her that. You taught her that. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, I'm just listening. It's a good conversation because some people really need help with these things because they allow too many people to control who they are, and it's sometimes it's I guess it's who you are. Some people prefer certain things and have preferences for certain things. I'm not going to say that everybody can cast spells on everybody. That's not, something that I would say. However, I think that, if you're not a decent person, you don't care. If you're sitting there cussing at your kids and everything, blah, 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 that's an issue. It's an issue with you more so than anything.
Yeah.
Or why do you feel the need to have to do that? So I don't think it's a group thing. I think it's an individual thing, and that people should want to be better. But then again, I've realized as well, some people don't want to be better.
Yeah.
They're satisfied with who they are.
Wow.
And so those are the people that like say for instance, I don't have a lot of issues in my life because I'm very proactive about getting rid of them. I don't take chances with foolishness. A lot, I don't like people in my life that, all they do is speak negative.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I'm not around that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny is that I had my wife who was not very much into social media and everything at one point. Now that she's become more drawn into social media, she realized it changes her emotions about things. Mm-hmm. I said, you know what? Leave it alone then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just leave it alone. It's not for you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have enough mental stamina or mental grounding to be able to hear and see everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
And some people are just like that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But I'm not going, me, I'm not tiptoeing for nobody.
Come on, man.
I don't care.
You gotta walk on
this
them eggshells. Don't crack the eggshells.
That you've grown, and I just believe that when you become an adult, you should put away childish things.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
Yeah. I guess this is. Yeah. I don't really know what to say, man, because you got to be careful of what you say because somebody's listening, and it's not necessarily sometimes, and I might be wrong. It's not what's said; it's what's heard. Because you can say the same word, like for instance, what Rico said. You can say "to," the word "to," and it's just a definition of that word that somebody heard.
Mm-hmm.
And they got so many words in the English language that might be spelled the same, but it has a different meaning.
Yeah.
Or it might sound the same, but it's spelled differently.
Mm-hmm.
And because you say that word, somebody has educated themselves in such a way that might offend them.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are I gotta watch what I say.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch what I say. Because let me just throw it out there. Let me. Can I say that I don't do any research? I just study.
Are they the same thing?
Ah,
Are they
that's
the
a
same?
good question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Because see, my mentality of studying will not limit me into just scripture.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas some people feel like when they study, it's only scripture. And so when you research, when you go to research, so it may eliminate scripture altogether.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to the person that's doing the studying or researching. But to me, I don't do any research. I just study.
Hey Donald, let me ask you a question, man. You did fa la 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 la.
Yay.
And then you did I saw mama kissing Santa Claus. Now that Christmas is over, what you gonna have a show about people that's mad at Santa because he didn't bring the right gifts?
I did something this morning on another setting. Had you learned anything yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we've gone through this year that has been terrible. This has been a terrible year for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. Some people say, "Well, it ain't been terrible for me." Don't get offended.
Yeah.
That's just you. But some people have lost loved ones. Some people have lost jobs. Some people don't know what they're going to do. Some people don't know where their next meal has been.
Yeah.
But this has been at the beginning of this year. Everybody was so excited about 2020 vision, clear vision, vision, and it has blinded. This year has blinded everybody.
No,
and
no,
2020 vision, 2020 vision is not clear vision. What, sir? What?
No, my thing.
No, go ahead.
I think 2020 has cleared a lot of the vision of letting people know exactly what world they're living in.
Yeah. Yeah.
What 2020? I think it has done an incredible job of actually showing people, and clear their vision up in their mind, because people were living in a false sense of reality, thinking before 2020, thinking that we're getting better, the world is going to a better place, we're in a better situation now. But 2020 pulled back the layers and said, hold on, let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you that you're not in that place that you thought you're in. I'm gonna show you that all these demons that you thought was laid to rest, they're still there. 2020 has revealed and showed people what the reality of the world that they're living in is now.
So did everybody get it?
I pray they did. I pray that
Did everybody get the memo?
If not all of it, just a remnant of it. If they could just get a remnant of it, then I think that we could possibly move forward. Hopefully move forward. But I think 2020 has done just that. Open up people's eyes to what's really going on. I really do. I really do. And I could be wrong, Donald. I could be wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying that there are some that believe that this has been a figment of all of our imagination.
Don, and if that be the case, I tell them to talk to the families of all those hundreds and thousands of people that has lost their life even to this COVID situation that's going on right now. And let them think how much of a fragment of imagination is it for them when they're sitting at their table and there's an empty place at that table or empty places at that table, because people we got something going on here now.
That was me. I'm sorry.
That people didn't take the time, or people that's in positions didn't take the time to combat this whole COVID situation as they should. Now there's empty place settings at the table. That's not a fragment of the imagination. That's reality for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead, Don. I'll come back to you, Patrick. Go ahead, Don.
I'm just saying that even the virus, some people still say it ain't real.
There's a lot of people dead, Don. There's a lot of people dead. Go ahead, Patrick.
Talking about words are venomous. The virus is a really good example of that. How many people are saying that the masks aren't good, or just all that kind of stuff, or someone saying that it's not the virus killing people, they're just they're dying of other things, and the doctors are saying that it is the COVID. And how many people are believing that? How many people are out there doing riots over wearing a face mask because of what some people are saying? And some of them are people with PhDs, is that the word?
Yeah.
Degrees and stuff behind their name. And because they're saying it, these people are hopping on board. But then, like you said, there are families who had their had family members die of COVID. They saw the scientific proof and whatever, and they know for a fact that they died of it. Even when those people are speaking out, because they don't have a degree behind their name, or the venom has been ingested by people for too long, and they're just sheeple. They're just going along with things. So man, I'm trying not to get too passionate because I know my tone gets crazy when I do.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Go ahead.
I want to go to I'm gonna go to Jamie, and then we'll go to Cassandra. Jamie,
okay.
Go ahead, brother. You got something else?
Yeah, I just remembered. This could be a potential sore subject, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Christianity. I've been telling a lot of people about our show, what we discuss, what we talk about and stuff. And they sound really interested in everything, but the moment they hear Christianity, they walk away.
Yeah.
And I had to research this over a few years. The terms, if you don't believe this way, you're going to hell, and so on and so on. Even though Christianity has so many tools to help a person become a better human being, the way the words have been used has hurt people and caused them to fall or go in separate directions, because all they see with Christianity is hate and murder.
Tell them fellowship. Tell them we fellowship amongst each other. Tell them. Let me go. I can't remember what. I don't know if I said I was gonna be Jamie first or Cassandra first. So let me go to Cassandra, then Jamie. I come to you. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I sort of like what Badger said. Wording sometimes because Christianity, the word Christianity, it doesn't have the power that it used to have.
Yeah.
Our words, and I'll be totally honest. The words of evangelicals, a lot of evangelicals during this time, 2020, has totally turned me off in a lot of ways. And I'm like, God, if this is what we all about, Christians as Christians, what's being spewed right now, I don't get it because that's not what your word says. We're supposed to be about love, unity. Instead, all I'm hearing is, hatred, stuff that just doesn't match with what the word of God says. So I believe that our wording is very essential, and a lot of venom has been poured out in 2020. And I go back to saying 2020 has been a year of clear vision.
Yes.
If you don't see, if you don't see what the heck is happening in this country and around the world, you are blind. If you have not seen what words and deeds have done to us, especially from a venomous, whatever that man is that live in the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, if you have not seen how much damage words can do, it's something wrong with you. No, it's something wrong with you. You have to be able to see the effect that mere words, have had on this country and the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jamie, talk to me, brother.
Yeah, Ryan, there's so much to be said, especially with some of the things my sister just touched on. But I'll leave all of that and I'll say this, Raheem. When it comes down to words, it's almost like education. There's different degrees of education that people can have. And you mention a word to one individual, depending on that person's education, it's going to communicate one thing. It's going to communicate something else to another. It's also with circles of life. It's that same way. And here's a profound thought. We read the scripture and we call it the word. Scripture is recorded text. But yet when everybody say it, they say this is my word. The word is still alive. That's God still speaks his word to people. There are people with gifts that go about speaking the word of God. So when we look at what's been said this year, the truth versus the lie, the word is going forward. Truth is marching on. So as it goes forward, people are hearing and they're seeing it, but if they don't have a taste for it, there's some that may have gotten ahead and they don't want to hear it now because it's going to take them back. There's just so much going on where it's nothing new. It's ongoing, but the reality becomes this: the truth, the word, not the scripture, because everybody reads their Bible, everybody goes to their study, and they hear their sermons. But the word is not going to return unto him void.
Yes.
And that's the reality of the word. When it goes out there, it's going to accomplish what it will. And depending on where it hits the soil, it's going to determine what comes up from it.
That's good.
So if we get the mindset of how the word actually works, we can call it all these different things, but there's a reason for every season. And everything that it happens, that's that antidote, whatever the term we used earlier. When we can get it and process it properly, venom ain't venom no more. It can become medicine in the right hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're right. Curtis, good morning, sir. Good morning, Curtis. How you doing this morning?
Hey, morning, bro. Morning, family. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Kurt, we're asking a question. Like a cobra or a black mamba, can words be venomous? And let me ask you this before you answer the question. I want to say this to you. I want to paint a picture for you. If you're dealing with a young mind, a young person, and you say to that young person, stop being ugly, stop acting ugly. Now their mind could think that you're calling them ugly, and they could take that and it could hurt and harm them, especially who it's coming from. If it's like the mom or somebody that's real special in their life, father or uncle or aunt or something like that, somebody that they really look up to, and look at their child and say, "Stop being ugly. Stop being ugly." Now, Kurt, could that be harmful to that child?
Yeah, it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're using words, people act like they don't have time to do it, but whenever you're using words, you need to clearly define your meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Not just use words without definition, because it goes back to something Jamie said when Jamie said that you got to understand folks' educational level. Mm-hmm. I watched an Instagram live post with T.I. the other day, and he was talking to his wife's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And, she was basically ranting on about why she can't find a man in this, that, and third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
And what a man got to have. T.I. told her, you constraining yourself. And she got upset, but then she had a moment of clarity and she was like, hold on, what that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to explain to her what it meant. But for anybody who don't believe that words can hurt and or change a given situation, all you got to do is look at 45.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do, man. I mean, 45 has used words, being a power broker, a present power broker. He has used words that has completely altered the face of American democracy.
Mm-hmm.
His words alone his use of words or his use of no words, mainly his use of words, have completely been the cause of a total case number of 19.2 million people,
mm-hmm.
with over 300,000 deaths. And we ain't even talking about, the racial animosities that have picked up and the deaths as a result of that. We're not talking about the injuries as a result of that. We're not talking about the emotional distress that has been caused due to people screaming and hollering and spitting on other folk,
mm-hmm.
With such words. And folk need to realize, and this, I realize it with my kids. I thank God for my oldest boy, because it was a lesson that was needed to be learned, and it was well taught, is that when you talk to these kids, man, and of course you're talking with words,
mm-hmm.
but you have to talk to kids with clarity now, because there's so many things out there that would go against your word.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The saying of, or the belief that because I'm your daddy or because I'm your mama, this is true. That ain't, I hate to say it, but that ain't the case anymore. We don't live in the 70s, 80s,
mm-hmm.
and early 90s anymore. We don't live in the 40s, 50s, and 60s anymore. This is 2020. Mm-hmm. Kids, as well as people, nowadays, they need definition.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
gotta provide some kind of definition or cross comparison to explain the words that you're using nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Good deal. Rico, talk to me, brother. What do you say about that situation, kid? If you, Rico, and I know a lot of people look up to you in your family and in your community. If you look at a little child and say, "Stop being ugly, man. Stop being ugly," could they take that and switch it, and in their heart make it mean something else?
Yeah, they can. I mean, if they have been, if they hadn't had a proper education, a proper training, they could have some incomplete guidance. Maybe the people that was around them only used the word ugly in terms of image or vanity, to the point of, at a young child, that's the only way they understand it. So they don't understand when you're saying acting ugly, that you're saying they acting wrong or bad. They don't know the synonyms that you could use ugly with, you know. But you know, that sort of everything we're talking about, it goes back to quality time, you know, that you invest with young children and programming them, helping them grow into being the people that they are going to be in the future. But when we speak about quality time, sometimes that quality time is spent by garbage people, is occupied by garbage people, pieces of trash. So if you got, I mean, whoever gives you that quality time, you got to make sure that a quality person is doing that. Maybe a quality person that has a good understanding of human nature, of programming, of guidance. I think about what you said earlier about your friend cussing his daughter, cussing around his daughter, and then all of a sudden she went back and started repeating it. I can remember having cousins that cussed and had their kids cussing and being disrespectful, and now as they got older, it kept going on. But they didn't really use any kind of logic, but that was because they didn't have anybody of quality that really spent quality time with them. So what they did, they called themselves trying to build tough skin. In the process of building tough skin, some people don't understand that tough skin means a strong mind. You know, you just hear tough skin. Some people think when you say tough skin, that means I need to be tough and fight. No, that means you need to have a strong mind. You need to be able to absorb some of the things that people do, analyze it, and then move accordingly without getting yourself in trouble. You know, there's so many different ways, having mental strength. But when you've been misprogrammed, some people actually think that's the way you build tough skin. Well, I got to make them tough. I'm going to treat them rough. I'm going to talk to them sideways. I'm going to cuss them out. And that's the way my mom and daddy talked to me. So then we have to understand where that came from, that cycle. Now we talk about the power of words. We can for those that's born in the last 10 or 15 years or been around for the last 20 years, not paying attention or don't go back and research history, refer to Donald Trump. If you want to go back a little further, think about the power of words. When they said that they was giving the people in Tuskegee the shots for blood diseases that they had. They took those words and trusted them. Well, let's go a little further back. Let's go to Vietnam. Let's go to the words they used to start that war in Vietnam. Well, let's go to Hitler and what they use is propaganda against the fake Jews. I'm going to call them fake Jews, even though they still got done wrong, the Holocaust. Words, propaganda, incited a people and created a motivation and a momentum amongst a country of people that turned them against a whole nother group of people. And then now we get them all accepted in the world, Holocaust people, you know, but the words put them in that situation. So now let's go a little farther back. 3/5 human. Think about the impact of those words. When you interpret those words and they say these specific entities are on the 3/5 human. Think about the power of those words. So, I mean, we could go back and we could go back farther, keep realizing how words were used in the wrong way and people took it and made it the gospel. They made it okay. They made it acceptable. You know, they made us being 3/5 human. They made putting Jews in Holocaust in concentration camps and putting them in ovens and doing them. They made that. I mean, just think about the words that people use to make you think it's okay to do that. So that the power of words really depending on the person that has the power, how they use the words.
We're gonna go in this order. We're gonna go to Goddess, and then we're gonna go to Donald, then we're going to Badger. Goddess, you there?
I'm right here.
Good deal.
Boy, there's so much being said, and it's so true. I just got to. I mean, words are the power of words, and we went back from the president, grab him by the, you know what?
Yeah.
You know, hey, and then you had the Angelica that was just crooning over that. Like, what president has ever acted, number 45 has ever acted in that connotation? I mean, he's not even a gentleman, you know? His wife doesn't even like him. I mean, so when you go back to that, and then we go all the way to 2020 when we talk about how everything is being revealed now. I love it.
Yeah.
I love 2020 because it's putting myself in check. It's putting if you haven't checked yourself in 2020, then there's a problem.
Exactly.
This is time for you to really get serious with who you about to be, where you going to go in life.
Exactly.
Are you going to accept what's going on, how it's going to go on, and are you going to continue? You got to check yourself on your spending. You got to check yourself on how you eat. You got to check yourself on knowledge now. When they talk about this virus, it's a man-made virus.
Yeah.
It's a true virus. And it's man-made.
Exactly.
Just like all these other viruses, and it was placed here for depopulation. I'm sitting here reading. I just got to reading the Southern Independent newspaper. This was out in 2011, and it was the depopulation through forced vaccination, the zero carbon solution. This was done by Bill Gates.
Yep.
In 2011. But we have got to become knowledgeable because this is against us, our skin color, and we need to start learning because now his words, and he ain't even a scientist, now his words speak so heavily, and everybody's going based off of what Bill Gates said. He don't have not one degree at all. People fail to realize he just got money.
Hi, this is Cassandra Alexander.
I was trying to call her back. Absolutely. And that's the thing right there. People see the money. They don't see when a person got money, people vision get cloudy along everything else. They don't care because they feel like they got money. They made it. They got money, and so I think we put emphasis on the wrong things. In this day and time, I really think we put emphasis on the wrong thing, and money should not be the top of the list.
Right. And then with that being said, as you continue on, you see 5G towers popping up everywhere.
Yep.
5G towers popping up everywhere. And part of that vaccine, the stuff that's in that vaccine reacts with that 5G tower. They want to control.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me go. We're gonna go in this order right here. We're gonna go in this order. We're gonna go from Donald, Badger, and KK. Are you with us? Kay, are you with us?
I'm with y'all. I'm on mute. I'm with you. I'm on mute.
Okay, we're gonna go Donald, Badger, and then Kay. Donald, what's on your heart, brother? Everybody else, I'm making my circle. I'm coming over everybody, so y'all be patient. I'm gonna touch everybody.
I'm reminded of how sneaky the enemy was or is. I'm talking about the devil in the garden from the beginning. God tells Adam, the day you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you shall die. Okay. He comes back and basically says just about the same thing, about the same thing. And here we are. He says you'll be like gods. See how he changed the word to make people think. That's what we want. See, see, that's what we want to be in the first place. We want to be our own gods. So if we get that thought in our minds, hey, I can really be somebody. Now, here's another thing. You said something just now, I think it was said, is a prestige and power and money gives a person voice. Take, for instance, let me use, for example, T.D. Jakes or Tyler Perry. When they was broke, nobody was listening to a word they said. But when they come into a little authority and power, their voice is gold. You value everything they say. Guess who said it? Who said it?
Yep.
I can say the same
and be more
thing,
articulate with the way you say it.
and it won't.
What would it add up to? What
Let me
is
just
it worth?
2 nickels worth of
Good deal.
dead
Good deal.
dog
Leonard,
food.
you know I had to do that for you, brother. I had to do that for you. Badger, what's on your heart?
I was thinking about what I was talking about earlier, you know, and it's interesting that the prestige thing got brought up because when you look at churches, which churches have more followers? The ones with those rich people that's driving those Mercedes Benz and whatever else those fancy cars are.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their big old TV show for where thousands of people are there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the smaller preachers, the ones that you can see such a massive difference of how they live their everyday lives, hardly anyone listens to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
like what Rico's just said. You mind if I say that, Rico? You know, Rico just shot a message saying, you know, imagine speaking the truth against Tyler Perry's lie or false interpretation based on his outlook. You know, that's also a very valid point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unfortunately, until people learn to get away from that sheeple mentality to be able to speak for themselves, words have so much power on the general public.
Mm-hmm.
And people might say, with quotation marks, that nobody controls me, yet why are they still saying the things that they are? Why are they still believing the news?
Mm-hmm.
They can tell you that they know the news is wrong, but why are they still believing every single thing they hear?
Exactly. Wow, that's good. Kay, what's on your heart?
I don't know. Y'all spoke on so much. I'm just listening. Like, whoa.
Come on now.
But look, as far as this research and studying go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a study because it's together all the knowledge, and I'm a research when I run across one of those knowledge I don't really understand. So I'm a researcher so that I can know more about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look up the difference in research and study, it'll tell you just that. So I'm going to study and I'm going to research some things. As far as the coronavirus, God, I don't speak on it because it's in the Word.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe it's a man-made anything because God created everything. He created man.
Mm-hmm.
So man can't do nothing without God. And so it's in the Word. And we ain't no better than the people in the Word. And,
Mm-hmm.
and God endured some things himself for us. So who are we to say we can't endure some things?
Exactly.
So I just say, put your good foot on, live righteous, and you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thank God for everything he done for me. Yeah, I'm praising him. It ain't bragging and boasting. I'm praising.
Mm-hmm.
He has truly kept me through this pandemic. I haven't caught it. I haven't been sick like that. I thank God for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been around many people. I'm COVID-19. I'm sick. I'm this. I'm that. I don't claim none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I claim to be a child of God. I claim to be rich in his riches. And that's what I claim. I claim what he said claim. I don't claim none of that. I just rebuke all that.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as these talking to kids, when the lady said at the toy drive how people talk to their kids, see, that would have been, I'm a different breed, and I come from that village. So me and that mother would have just had words. But I'm sure that the God in me would have leaked off into her, and she would have understood because I'm on the other end of the giving side. I'm not receiving. So you got to calm that down. I don't know how you talk to your child at home, but you can't do that here at this event, and you can't do that in front of me.
Exactly.
And that's all it is to it. You can't do it. And I'm gonna say something. I don't have to know her from an apple to a tomato. I'm gonna say something to that woman or that man or whoever if you're talking to that child like that. And I'm there. I'm gonna say something.
Absolutely.
Like I told this one dude, if that child turn around and say that to you, are you gonna be mad? You can't be mad. Because that child is 2 and 3 learning how to talk, and this is how you're talking. So you're teaching them. Little that you know, you're teaching them right now. And when they get up, they're gonna start talking like that, and you're gonna be mad at yourself, not that child. And you don't know where you may be when that child say something that they shouldn't say because they're just a child.
You could be in the middle of church, and the child could stand up and get the cussing.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes they won't be mad at themselves or mad at that child. They be mad at the other person. Them teachers always messing with my child. Them police always messing with my child. Them people always find my child. I don't know why they don't like him.
Yeah.
They don't want to accept accountability for the monster they created. So sometimes they won't get mad at themselves or mad at that child. They'll go back and point the finger at everybody else. There's something wrong with them. They don't like my son. They keep failing my son. This teacher don't like him. What about the rest of the teachers? What about the rest of the students?
Exactly. Everybody see the same. My grandma said, if everybody see the same thing about you, you need to check yourself because there might be some truth in what they're saying. But listen, let me do this.
That's why we have they at home with their kids right now, and they teaching them. Now the parents can see what the kids go through with the teachers. The teachers can see what the kids are going through at home. God knew what He was doing.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, He knew what He was doing.
Exactly. Let me do this. I got to call, and I got a couple of people to say that they trying to call and they can't get. I don't know what's going on with the phone lines. So if you keep trying, hope you know. I don't know, man. I got about 3 people say that they're trying to get through, but for whatever reason, it's not letting me in. But we do have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, Bishop.
Bishop, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing great.
Good deal. Good.
Let me be on this side of the earth one more day.
There you go. There you go. And how Rico say grand rising, brother. Grand rising. That Rico word there, he said. Yes, sir. But listen, we're asking a question, man, like a cobra and a black mamba. Can words be venomous? What do you say to that?
Absolutely. I preach it all the time that it ain't just a knife and gun to your words. People can say some stuff about you and it'll destroy your character. People they don't want to deal with you because of what somebody said. And I was listening to Badger as he was talking, and he said a mouthful. I'd say amen to what he was talking about. It's true.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to really be careful what you say. I think one writer said in the Bible, your tongue is like an unruly evil. And when it said that, and that was James who said it, he told the truth.
Exactly.
Be careful with that mouth.
You got to be real careful. Curtis, Jamie, and then Leonard. Curtis, what's on your heart?
You know, I hear everybody talking about knowledge. You know, and from a spiritual perspective, I can't help but think that, you know, somewhere I read it says that God is a God of knowledge.
Yes.
Therefore, He judges man's actions. Somewhere I read it says the people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Come on. Come on.
It reminds me of yesterday. I was, you know, watching some podcast, and one of my idols, man, did a podcast interview that I had seen him say it before. One time a reporter just stuck a mic in his face. And I asked him who he was voting for, and he kindly let the reporter know, you know, that ain't none of your business, you know. But I saw Denzel do a podcast interview, and he said in the interview, when does the flow of information become too much? And when does the flow of information, if not being disseminated properly or not being disseminated honestly, when does that same flow of information become toxic? And it everything that we're talking about reminds me of, I pray for those families in Nashville.
Yes, sir.
Because on Christmas morning, someone had the knowledge to create a level of chaos to a group of innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that because the flow of information was so dainted and ignorant? But still, this person took that as truth and decided to blow up a block. I heard someone say earlier that in so many words, it sounded like they were saying that we done started paying attention. In so many words, here's what I got. We done started paying attention to opinion and done forgot all about facts. You see what I'm saying? Because see, when you deal with the true and living God, his facts don't lie.
Yeah.
You know, even when you talk about words, right? I'm gonna take it a little deep, then I'm done, right? Real quick. Bishop, if you can help me out, because I'm gonna paraphrase this thing. So I got to go up into the mountain. I don't want to go, but I got to go. I go see all my kin folk, whatever folk I deal with, and they all telling me, man, I'm gonna go up there. But my wife tell me, you carry your hind parts on up there. There's something up there for you. Going up there. I go up there, and when I go up there, sure enough, there's something up there for me. And that something gives me my assignment. And my first reply is, I don't have the words to speak to them people. That's what the Bible says. Now, for folks that don't understand what I'm saying,
come on, Moses.
Moses stuttered. He could not speak clear words. But God told him, don't worry about that.
Aaron.
I'm going to send somebody with you that's going to be able to speak for you when you stumble. So the point is this. If you don't understand the power of words, but you say you understand the power of God, then you telling yourself the biggest lie since Jesus Christ was a white man.
Jamie, what's on your heart, brother?
You know, Raheem, I love what Kurt said. It laid a good foundation for this. You know, words are great. Knowledge is great. But until you're ready to do something with it, and I like what he used about the mountain. I'm going to take you to the opposite, to the valley. Some great things happen in the valley. When Jesus was there in the garden and all the knowledge he had, all the miracles he had worked, he had this dilemma where he went to God 3 times before he actually left that point. And it wasn't about what he knew. It wasn't about what he didn't know. It was about what he was committed to. And that's the biggest thing with this knowledge. See, we talk about these words and all these individuals and what they can do with it. The difference in us and kind of looking at what they're saying and maybe knowing the same thing we know, it ain't always charisma. It's really what a person is committed to.
Yeah.
Dr. King said if a man hadn't found something which he's willing to die, he isn't fit to live. If you look at some of the people that are most destructive or even that does the greatest good, their level of commitment, they found something for which they're willing to die. Jesus went those 3 times and made up his mind that 3rd time that he was willing to die. With everything he knew and everything that he had done, it took him those 3 times to finally get to that point. And that's the one thing that we need to come to realize. It ain't about how much we know.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how committed we are to what we do know.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Leonard, talk to me, brother. Now, Toya with the T, you back with us?
I am.
Okay, good deal. Coming to you next. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm sitting here listening. Like I said, I just hope that people, change how they've been moving.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's when people talk about this year or what have you, actually, this is not my worst year,
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm always looking forward to a better year.
Yes.
But it ain't something you can just do around this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
You should be doing that every day. When I hear somebody talking about 2020 really woke me up, what could you have possibly been doing that you were not aware of what's going on? What else could you have possibly been doing?
Mm-hmm.
All these freaking years. What? I'm lost.
Mm-hmm.
What is everybody else doing? Is what I should ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't understand how you cannot be aware of what's going on. There are different types of people. Either you don't know, or you just know and don't care. One of the two, or three.
Wow.
But every year, it amazes me how people always talk about what they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, what don't you know?
Go find out.
What became what really shocked you the most about 2020? What? I mean, what was it?
Wow.
I don't know about some of you, but I had problems long before. I had problems long before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I had problems that COVID didn't even do nothing to. You understand?
Mm-hmm. What you say, Leonard?
But I want to know what else have you all been doing?
Some folks say they got issues that COVID can't even take out.
Man, what else were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What else what other plans did you have?
Mm-hmm.
What was keeping you from seeing whatever it is you claim that is so visible now?
Mm-hmm.
Because it don't take somebody to hurt me for me to see what's real.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talking about this is what God is doing, and God ain't told me nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all that on your own, like you say. I used to work in a lab with several of these viruses there.
Mm-hmm.
Been known about it. There's been several viruses that have killed thousands and thousands and thousands of people across the world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I understand if you don't care because it ain't around the corner from you. I understand why you don't care. But this whole thing where you didn't know bothers me a bit.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Let's go to Toya with the T. What's on your heart, sis?
Well, I mean, I'm saying, honey, I'm a rookie. I'm a baby. So it's a lot of things I haven't seen in my lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? That 2020, I guess you can say, put on the forefront. I had heard about racism. Sure did. I had heard about police brutality. But the way that it was exposed this year, I thought that was just movies. I thought that was just Mississippi burning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen a lot of things come off the big screen and come to reality, like, for real, for real. Now, again, I'm just from Brooklyn, so I know things happen. But some of the things that's happened, you know what I'm saying? Just overall, it just showed me some things. I've seen a lot about racism at its finest. I've seen a lot about when we have different points of views about politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things. In a lot of ways, I never saw people act. I thought that we would be better than. I knew it was possible, but I know for me, 2020 has really brought a lot of things to the forefront. Like, yo, that is just not the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
This is really with an intent. You know what I'm saying? So for some of us that do say that, you're right. We're not as experienced. We're not as educated. We're not as equipped to be able to keep up with all the happenings, and we're not exposed to it. But I think the way that this pandemic shut everything down and it was exposed everywhere, and it showed that you can have it today and it be gone tomorrow, not even with your fault, your knowledge, nothing to do with you. You know, so for that reason, yeah, I'm on that board where it showed me quite a few things that I took for granted, took for a joke. And matter of fact, thought we ran something, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely a deep year.
Exactly. There was a lot tied into it. Bishop, Rico, Donald, and Goddess. Bishop, you there?
Yeah, I got that one off mute.
Okay.
You know, a lot of them, and I'm listening closely because the knowledge is being imparted, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate hearing the things, views, and opinions that come through. So, you know, I'm learning every day. I can't let people control me, and I'm not walking around here with my eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
Like Venomous was saying, talking about, somebody said, man, 2020 really opened my eyes. Man, what you mean? I'm going to walk around with my eyes wide shut.
Yeah, exactly.
All the stuff that's going on. You trying to wake up and smell the coffin. I ain't talking about supposed to left.
Come on now.
The reality of life, man, is here. And if we don't pay attention, man, we don't find ourselves behind the 8 ball.
Yep.
So you want to be careful in everything you do and everything you say. You got to be careful about a whole lot of stuff. So I ain't gonna give the devil no victory over me.
Come on.
And so I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the show as usual. Appreciate the topics that come forth, and always this great panel of individuals that get on here and speak.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so glad to see Badger and welcome him to the morning show with us and his opinion.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate that.
Good
Thank
deal.
You.
Rico.
You know, it sort of goes back to what I was saying earlier. You know, it is right. That's why it's so important that we be mindful of who we give access to when it comes to our children, because that quality time goes a lot into preparing people and how to survive and how to make it in this world with some type of integrity. I mean, some people don't even know about the word integrity until they get in high school, so they ain't got no morals. They don't have a problem lying. Lying is just a part of life to them. You know, they don't have a bad feeling about it. They just know the lie to get by and get what you need, whether it's to make an excuse or to deflect or to not accept accountability. Some people learn that as a way of life and think that that's nothing wrong with it. You know, evidently we had a president that did that. He had a father that taught him that was a way to be. And all of a sudden, when he got into some form of power and started seeing that how much influence you can have when you got power, he didn't have a reason to change. And look with it, he was gifted the presidency of the United States. That was his reward for being immoral and being misprogrammed. But that's how people are. But you know, we have to teach people to be very mindful of how we and they act. Be very mindful of words we say, they say. And then the reason why I say that, because a second ago, Badger's child came up.
Yes.
And when she waved, I smiled. I got a soft spot for children, man. Children are so innocent, and there's so much potential for them to be the greatest things the future could ever see, or the world could even see, that I just smile when I see them. I know how innocent they are, and I know what can be put into them if the right people are around them.
Yeah.
But in this community that I'm in, being a black man, being that I've surrounded myself with people that might have some very simple minds, I'm in an environment now where if I get on here and say, hey, man, I love children. I got a soft spot for children. Guess what some people might say? Oh, you don't hear no grown man. What a grown man doing loving children. You get to hearing that kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna give you the prime example of the type of power that words have. You know what I'm saying? Christmas Day. Well, I'm gonna say for about the past month, man, I've been knowing somebody that died every day. It's getting rough. And so Christmas Day, about 2 or 3 people died on Christmas Day. Well, one guy didn't die. One guy was just in bad shape. But all it took was for one person to say, I heard he died. And guess what took precedence all over Facebook? So this man's daughter, his wife, And everybody in his family had to sit back and watch people go down their Facebook page talking about some rest in peace. We gonna miss your rest in peace. He's still alive. He fighting. But they ignored the post from other people that were saying, I believe in miracles. Keep fighting. So me, I had to be mindful because I went live and I want to address this guy because when I walk my dog, he come out and speak to me every day at the barbershop.
Yeah.
He come out and say something to me. We just wave. We acknowledge each other. So, you know, I wanted to speak on it when I went live the other day. And I'm like, you know what, man? I said, I ain't too keen on this information that I'm getting. I ain't sure he's dead. I saw 2 conflicting reports. And even though the one that's getting the most favor is the worst, that was the kicker, is the fact that they took the worst news and that was the one that they embraced without any of those people that were going through talking about their deepest condolences and my prayer for the family. Didn't nobody think to call his daughter, his mama, his sister, his brothers, his family. They didn't call nobody. They just took the next person's word. So 2 days later, 3 days, that was yesterday, 2 days later, my friend came in and he found out that his cousin is married to this guy or go with this guy. Now, during the discussions we had, I told him, I like, man, I said, I don't think Buddy dead, man. I said, I noticed the day after I didn't see rest in peace anymore. But I'm still seeing people going praying at the barbershop saying pull through. So he came in yesterday, and guess what he told me?
He made it.
I was wrong. He did die. Guess what? He was still wrong. So that just go to show you the type of word power that words have. If you don't do the research yourself, if you don't go and investigate and find out for yourself what somebody else said, yeah, they have a lot of power. They'll have you running around here wishing condolences on people, calling people dead, accusing people of being things they aren't. I don't know. People have been accused of having homosexual relationships that never had it, and the sensationalism of the news and I won't say to me it seems like a craving of society to want to accept the worst information possible and run with it. They just gonna accept the worst thing that could have happened. Oh, he died. Oh yeah, why you couldn't go and find out what was true since you already knew other people were saying pray for him. So we got to be mindful of the words we use because sometimes we discredit people. And I'm gonna tell you something. A Tyler Perry can go and discredit your truth in a heartbeat because he got money. He got to know something. An athlete, a Terrell Owens can go and discredit something you say. A Gucci Mane can go discredit something you say, and it can have something to do with something that you are employed in, you are professional in, and they will still be discredited. That's why Facebook and all this social media has everybody so confused now. Because some people with a platform and with influence go and discredit the professionals and the people that really know.
Exactly. Toussaint, talk to me. Toussaint, God is the ambassador coming to you. Unmute your phone, Toussaint. We can't hear nothing you saying.
I'm trying. I just had a question and I'm still wondering. Because some vaccines, or am I wrong or right? Vaccines are made from the actual disease or whatever it is, right?
It is. It's right.
Okay. So it has the capacity to heal. Words. I'm just saying. Same words can heal. You can say something. It's just the way you take it. It's not what's said, it's the way you take it sometimes. Because I could say, man, you need to change. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change. What you mean? You took it wrong. That's what I mean. You took it wrong. Because if you do make a change, it could help your whole life. But because you offended, then so you took it as venom and it's vaccine. That's why I'm just throwing this out here. That's why so many people are panicking or afraid or just will not take the vaccine for coronavirus. And what are we gonna do, man? We gonna just stay in the predicament that we in, or what? We're gonna have to do something. So I'm just saying, words have power, and not only does they can do the what? How does it say it, Bishop? Blessings and cursing come out the same mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think after a while, a little while later, it says it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, yeah.
Exactly. Goddess Dan Badger. We're gonna circle around. We got a few more minutes before we get out of here. Goddess, what's on your heart? Quick version, sister. We only got a few more minutes.
Well, I think that Rico, I believe it was Rico that said, words can. I don't know how many times that you've misplaced something, or people have accidentally blamed somebody else for stealing something, and they had no intention. They never even touched it, never wasn't around. And I know I had to be careful of that myself, because I might have some in disarray, and I know somebody's been over my house and it was misplaced because I didn't forgot now that I got older, and I didn't place something somewhere, and then I didn't call that person a thief. I didn't put a demonic word on somebody who I probably cared about. That's real touching.
It is, absolutely.
And I know that I have done that in my lifetime as an individual. So he's right. You could turn around and say something on somebody and you be wrong. So you have to check yourself too. Again, this is 2020. Checking yourself is really key factor. Researching, doing knowledge. What has shocked me in 2020 and about words is how people play with them.
Yeah.
People play with words so frantically. If you look at marriages now, marriages are not even looked at, and you did a covenant with that individual.
Yep. Exactly. Let me see. We want to keep this thing going. We got go ahead, sis. I want to finish your thought. I want to touch a few more people. We got 6 minutes.
I just think that we need to really check ourselves at times too. Check ourselves, and check our words. Check ourselves. That's all I had to say.
Good deal. Badger, what's on your heart? Quick version, brother.
A situation just happened, and we can use this as a really good example. Unmute your mic, Rico.
Rico, unmute, man.
All right, I got you. Go ahead.
All right. So everyone heard Rico earlier say, because he saw my son, and he automatically assumed it was a her. It was my choice of how I responded back to that. Could I have taken it venomous or not? Well, in a lot of indigenous cultures, growing your hair out is normal. But with my oldest son, the one he was referencing, he wants his hair to grow out like mama. My wife's hair is about 3 feet long. So instead of me attacking him, I just politely said, it's a boy. And it also goes back to what Donald was saying a second ago. We're talking about a gender. So a person can take being called the wrong gender in a venomous way. And it's up to the individual that's hearing it on how they respond back that gives it more or less power. Like the way I responded, did that affect you at all, Rico?
Nope. I knew that you probably understood why I was confused.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Because it happens all the time.
That's good. Man, we got a few more minutes before we get out of here. Let's go to Kay. Kay, what's on your heart, sister? Real quick version.
Check yourself. I like that though, but people can't do that. And that's the problem with life itself. People don't know how to check themselves, because I just did that to Goddess and my daughter, actually, because I gave it, but I knew I only gave the toy to her or my daughter, her mini me. That's her mini. And she said, me and my mini don't even listen to CDs. Well, her mini had the CD player, but I gave it to her. And I knew I gave it to one of them. Her mini said, well, you text me talking about you want it back. I said, I text her the same thing. It ain't like I text you and didn't text her. I knew between the two of y'all, I gave it to one of y'all. Yeah. But that's called checking yourself. And I was able to let God know your mini do got it. But people don't do that. And then they fall out and all kind of stuff. And when people fall out behind stuff like that, they wasn't intended to be friends no way. Yeah. And I thank God for my friends. And I just thank him. I thank him. And I thank him just for installing in me what he installed in me. Absolutely. I just thank him.
Praise God. Praise God. Kurt, quick version, brother. What's on your heart? Kurt? What? Oh, Toya, I said I was going to come to you, Toya.
Yeah, right here.
Oh, no, I'll just quick version. What's on your heart, brother? We're ready to get on out of here. Toya, with the tea coming to you next, sister.
You know, what's on my heart is
quick version, Kurt.
Just stay out of your feelings, man.
Come on.
Just stay out of your feelings.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Like, truth be told, man. I mean, our biggest problem, this is my own personal opinion, our biggest problem right now, even in trying to achieve the things that have been passed over us as a people, is that we can't get out of our feelings. Because we can't get out of our feelings, we always in our way. We always in our own way. You know, just get out your feelings. Everything that's said is not meant to hurt your feelings. So I try to stay out of my feelings, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, I find that by doing so, I have less chaos. I have less true life. So, you know, understand everybody is not on this reality TV show crap. Everybody's not on that, man. Y'all be blessed, man.
Hey, likewise, brother. Likewise. Toya with a T. What's on your heart, sis?
No, man, absolutely. Great topic today. Just don't be venom yourself, man. Sometimes people don't know what they do. You know what I mean? Some people actually think they might be helping, and they are really not. They're just being very venomous. But I say, hey, to all things, speak up for yourself.
Yes.
Feel like you're in a situation. So parents can do that. You know, oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that, and not notice that they're venomous. You know, but just say, hey, listen. Do you know that hurt my feelings when you talk like that? Do you know that it bothers me when you say this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third? Why don't we try that sometimes too? Because you'll be surprised. Some people tell me all the time, oh, well, I thought you can handle it. And I probably can, but it doesn't mean that it don't hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
you know, but just try to use it to communicate and be like, oh, you know, hey, listen, that kind of bothered me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all good, you know, but I don't like when you do this, that, and the third, and give another person another chance to be non-venomous.
Exactly. Leonard, what is going on at 3:00 today, sir?
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. And you better hear the show. What in is what now?
Entirety.
There you go. Hey, Bishop, can I get you the prayers out, sir? Bishop, you there? Bishop, the mute button does work. You got to hit it, though. You got to touch the mute button. Just take your finger and touch it where it says mute, and I guarantee you we'll be able to hear you. Bishop, you there? All right, Bishop, you better hurry up. I'm going to go to Rico.
And we're going to get Grace. I hope y'all got breakfast on the table.
Exactly. Bishop must be. Kurt, pray us out, brother.
our hearts and minds clear, most gracious and heavenly Father, and humbly submit our mind, bodies, and spirits unto you, knowing it is only from you from which cometh our help, God. God, we come today not asking you for anything, but thanking you for all things, God. God, we thanking you for breathing the breath of life in our bodies, God. God, we thanking you for the knowledge, the wisdom, and the courage that you have bestowed upon each of us just to speak some true words, even in our inequities. God, we thanking you for giving us the strength to stand in the gap for those who cannot stand for themselves. God, we thanking you for Raheem and for the DKM ministry, for setting up a ministry that has reached over 58 countries. God, we thanking you for all the great things that you have done. God, for you told us, if you call unto me, you will show us great and marvelous things. And God, in 2020, you have did just that. God, you have shown us that in the midst of division and hatefulness, there is an element that is more powerful called love. God, and we're grateful. We're grateful for all that you have done, all that you will do, and all that you are doing. God, we come just asking at this moment that you continue to hold, mold, and keep us close to your bosom. God, you continue to guide our thoughts, our transitions to and from, grant us traveling mercies to and from, and continue to look after all of our seeds when we can't look after them ourselves. God, we ask and we thank you in the mighty name of Yeshua, your son, who was sent for our sins. We ask you in the mighty name of Yeshua. We say amen, amen, and amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
It is now 10:03. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow to be a part of your day. It is now 10:04. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light of you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. Take an opportunity, if you don't mind, give somebody some love. You just might get some love in return. Y'all have a great day. Love you and love each other.